In the battle for streaming supremacy, a war has erupted between two titans. It began with simple jokes over subathons, but quickly spiraled into a bitter rivalry fueled by ego, money, and explosive accusations. On one side, Cenat, the record-shattering phenom, who threw down the gauntlet, watch for watch, house for house, M for M. On the other, the veteran king, xQc, who coldly retorted he had his rival's entire net worth on one USB stick. This feud would expose everything. A $100,000 bet won and never paid. A blocked phone number. Leaked DMs revealing the simmering hostility. Allegations of viewbots manipulating the very fabric of Twitch, with xQc declaring, "We've been doing it all wrong." And as controversies swirled around multi-million-dollar charity drives and unfulfilled promises, the community was left asking what was real and what was just for show. This is the story of how the biggest beef on the internet unfolded, million by million, view by view. The war of words. Our story begins in December 2024. Cenat is on top of the streaming world, fresh off his record-demolishing Mafiathon 2 Subathon, an event that peaked with over 700,000 active subscribers. But from the perspective of Twitch's long-established grinder, xQc, this new wave of success looked like a gimmick. During a stream to his own massive audience, xQc fired the first shot, dismissing Kai's strategy as nothing more than panhandling. The comment was a direct challenge to Kai's legitimacy, and he didn't just brush it off, he escalated. The debate was no longer about content, it was about capital. In a now infamous broadcast, Kai looked into his camera and laid down the gauntlet, shifting the battleground to pure wealth. Watch for watch, house for house, M for M. Millions for millions. It was a bold declaration from the new king to the old guard. xQc's response was swift and dismissive. Instead of flashing his own wealth, he aimed to belittle Kai's, quipping with cold confidence, "I got AMP's entire net worth on one USB stick." The lines were drawn. This was the grind versus the clout. Yet, Kai added a layer of complexity, reminding his viewers that just before this public fallout, xQc was in his chat offering him thousands to beat video game bosses. The respect seemed mutual then, but now the foundation was cracked. What started as a critique of strategy had erupted into a full-blown public feud over money and status, setting the stage for a conflict that would soon involve a very real six-figure bet, the unpaid bet. The war of words in December was only the opening salvo. By January 2025, the rivalry took a tangible six-figure turn. The setting was one of Cenat's signature high-profile streams, this time featuring the rapper 21 Savage. As they battled it out in a game of NBA 2K or Madden, a familiar name popped up with an audacious challenge, xQc. He placed a staggering $100,000 bet on the outcome of the game, and he won. For a moment, it was just another high-stakes wager between two wealthy streamers. But the aftermath sent shockwaves through the community. According to xQc, when he tried to collect his winnings, he was met with silence. He later went live on his own stream, revealing to thousands of viewers what had happened next. "Kai blocked my number," he stated bluntly. "I can't collect my 100,000. The accusation was explosive. Blocking his number wasn't just avoiding a payment. It was a personal slight, a public dismissal. To twist the knife, xQc took the moral high ground. He suggested that Kai should simply donate the money to a charity of his choice, adding, "Just donate whatever he owed me. I'll double that." The $100,000 was no longer just a bet. It had become a symbol. It represented a broken promise and fueled a narrative that would haunt Kai for months. The conflict had evolved from flexing net worths on a whim to a concrete, documented debt. And with no payment in sight, the public feud was about to get much, much uglier. The crisis of authenticity. As the spring of 2025 arrived, the $100,000 debt remained a ghost in the background, but xQc was about to launch an attack far more damaging than a demand for money. He was going to question the very foundation of Cenat's kingdom, his viewership. In April, xQc publicly accused Kai's close associates of viewbotting to artificially inflate their numbers, and by extension, Kai's own ecosystem. He pointed to suspicious growth patterns, sarcastically remarking, "1K, next day 800, next day 8K, next day 60K. We've been doing it all wrong." He was painting a picture of a coordinated, fraudulent operation. Data seemed to back his suspicion. Creators in Kai's circle saw their viewer counts explode from 1,000 to 60,000, with suspiciously low chat engagement, a classic sign of inauthentic viewership. Kai's response was not to debate the numbers, but to attack the motive. He fired back, "It looked like you duck eating. You might not realize it, but I'ma help you," framing xQc's crusade as a jealous obsession. The feud now took on a darker tone, as accusations of racial bias emerged from the community, with some claiming xQc was unfairly targeting successful Black creators. The conflict reached a boiling point in July when xQc leaked private DMs.
Bass and pipe down without all the internet noise to tell you I care about you. I'm not a snake in the grass. I'm gonna throw a mud at FaZe
They showed Kai attempting to confront him directly. "Hey bro, we got a problem." In public, xQc called it a misunderstanding, but in the same breath, he tripled down on the viewbot claims. The DMs also revealed a duplicitous side, showing xQc had privately told Kai, "We don't have no problem," even as he publicly fanned the flames. The feud was no longer about a personal rivalry. It was about legitimacy, race, and a potential conspiracy that implicated Kai's talent agency, UTA, in a scheme to deceive sponsors. The question hanging over the biggest streamer in the world was now terrifyingly simple. Were any of his numbers real? The court of public opinion. By August of 2025, the feud transcended the screen and spilled into the real world, where promises and public image are currency. The battleground was MrBeast's monumental $40 million fundraiser for clean water, an event that brought together over 3,000 creators. But amid the unity, there was a glaring absence: Cenat. His non-attendance was immediately weaponized. Rival streamer Aden Ross, embroiled in his own beef with Kai, threw down a public challenge. "I'll donate $400,000 if Kai donates." The pressure mounted. MrBeast himself tried to de-escalate, but xQc saw an opportunity for a masterstroke of narrative warfare. He connected the charity drive directly to their unpaid debt, telling the world, "Donate the $100,000 he owes." Suddenly, Kai's absence wasn't just a scheduling conflict. It was framed as another refusal to pay up, this time at the expense of a good cause. With his generosity now under a global microscope, an even bigger promise came under scrutiny: the schools in Nigeria. After Mafiathon 2, Kai had pledged a significant portion of the revenue, an initial estimate of $280,000, to build educational facilities. Now, months later, the public was asking for receipts. A YouTuber released an expose video attempting to label the project a scam, though it was quickly debunked for using incorrect information. The truth was more complicated. The project was real, with over $1 million now raised, but it was plagued by delays, storm damage, a change in engineers, and the sheer scale of the undertaking. While Kai shared concept art and his collaborator provided updates on construction,
to the kids of Makoko, I will be back. I will be back. And when I'm back, the school is going to be done. The process has begun. It is going to be a beautiful story.
the lack of a finished schoolhouse provided ammunition for his critics. He was trapped in a PR nightmare, fighting a battle on two fronts, one against his rivals and another against the weight of his own grand promises. His character was now on trial, and the verdict was yet to be decided: the spectacle offensive. As the summer of 2025 drew to a close, Cenat found himself cornered, his reputation under fire from all sides. But instead of retreating, he launched a counteroffensive built not on defenses or denials, but on pure, undeniable spectacle. He was going to change the conversation by making himself too big to ignore. First came the announcement of Mafiathon 3, billed as his final and most ambitious subathon yet.
15% of the revenue will be going to the school that I have been building in Africa.
The goal was audacious: 1 million subscribers. The trailer featured Hollywood A-lister Michael B. Jordan. The guest list for day one included Kim Kardashian. It was a masterclass in shifting the narrative. To his fans, it was peak innovation. To his critics, it was a calculated image reset, a 30-day, 24/7 distraction from the controversies that had defined his year. Then came the ultimate flex. Just days before the subathon began, Epic Games unveiled Kai's official Fortnite Icon Series skin, broadcasting it for the world to see on the Las Vegas sphere. A promotional move costing an estimated $500,000. This was more than a collaboration. It was a coronation. He was no longer just a streamer caught in petty drama. He was a certified cultural figure, immortalized in one of the biggest games on the planet. As of September 2nd, 2025, Mafiathon 3 is in full swing. The unpaid bet and the school project remain unresolved threads, but they have been drowned out by the sheer noise of Kai's success. In a final, ironic twist, even xQc has stepped in to defend Kai from the crushing charity pressure he helped create. The war may not be over, but Cenat has seized control of the narrative, proving that in the modern world of streaming, the best defense is an overwhelming, spectacular offense. So the dust settles, for now. The spectacle of Mafiathon 3 rages on, and the world watches, captivated. But the question remains: was this a genuine war for the crown, or the greatest collaboration in streaming history? In a world of million-dollar promises and manufactured drama, where does the performance end and the person begin? Is the true king the one who grinds the game, or the one who has mastered the art of playing the crowd? The next chapter is always just one stream away. To make sure you don't miss a single move in this battle for the throne, subscribe now.